Hello Jennies, Genisis Lewison here, and you are watching the very first episode of Disney Characters You May Not Know. The first episode is based on an amazing person who we'll get to in a moment. Or if you've read the title, saw the thumbnail, or seen the comments below, you probably already know who it is. We are going to talk about the Dreamfinder. On October 1st, 1971, the Florida Project had become reality. This was known as Walt Disney World. Many months later, on October 1st, but 1982, 11 years after the founding, Epcot was founded. Epcot was a half future world, half world pavilion. Obviously, they needed rides to keep up, attendance, and because people like it. This would be... Then eventually a child was born out of this. The creative talents of Tony Baxter, who is still alive, and the wonderful and amazing voice of Chuck McCann, who's still alive, brought us Journey into Imagination, a ride that was originally opened March 3rd of 1983, a year after the park has already been open. Now this ride has technically been around twice since. There's 3 incarnations as of right now. The original sadly closing in 1998, even though starring in amazing characters of the Dreamfinder and Figment, who we didn't know a lot about, but we didn't need to. They were ride characters, and they were amazing. Eventually, in 1999, they tried to start a new idea called Journey into Your Imagination, but that ride flopped, literally, because nobody really enjoyed it, as it had taken away Dreamfinder and taken away Figment. 2 things that people truly enjoyed about the original. They tried to refix this problem by, in 2002, only 3 years, leaving the second incarnation only 2 years ahead, only 2 or 3 years of operation. Journey into Your Imagination with Figment opened in 2002. Though Dreamfinder had not returned, we got Figment back, and it is a huge step up from the shit. But that's like saying what's better, cat poop or human poop. They kind of connect. But here's when we are going to talk about the man, the man and the legend himself, Dreamfinder. Now, before I want to talk, I do want to say something. In the original ride, we don't know a lot about Dreamfinder. We don't know his name, we don't know where he came from. The only thing we know is that he created Figment from sparks and imagination that he got while flying in his dream machine, collecting imagination. And that he allows you, the guest, to travel with him in the workshops at his Dreamport and in the realm of imagination. Then, there was meant to be a TV show. Back in the late 90s, there was supposed to be a TV show called Dreamfinders. Technically, it did happen, but nobody can find copy of it, or it never did happen and people made it up. Another creepypasta like thing. Now this show was a little bit different because it would have basically had the characters going through the realm of imagination with kids, teaching them lessons, while he was trying to avoid an enemy known as the Fear in the dark realm known as the Bewilderness. The unique thing about this, as I will stand up and say right now, is that technically his character name in the show was going to be changed from Dreamfinder, as that was a nickname, to Old Eli. It's funny how technically Eli would not come into play later on, but the name and where he got it from is completely confusing. But we leave it there as a case of, who knows. So, in June 11th, 2014, Marvel released a new comic line series called Disney Kingdoms and released the 5-part series Disney Kingdoms Figment. This explains to us that the amazing Dreamfinder was born as Blair Mercurial, or Blarian Mercurial, or they just called him Blair. Born in 1882, he was a young inventor in a poor background, studying at the Scientifica Lucida Science Academy in London in the year 1910. Blair's ambition and restless creativity met with some opposition from the faculty, who don't know really what to do with him. With the demand for a new energy source, Blair has been experimenting in harnessing energy from a human thought, or human emotion, with a device he calls the Integrated Mesmonic Converter. Early testings of the device ended in near disaster, though further revisions would yield some actual results. Figment and a portal of pure mesmonic energy into the world of imagination are two of these. Figment and Blair are sucked into this portal, encountering strange lands and stranger creatures, and eventually find themselves stuck in the Nightmare Nation inside the realm of imagination. Meanwhile, back in London, the chairman, who we find out's name is, I don't remember. I think it was Auckley. I don't know. The friends don't give me much knowledge on this. The man to stop the portal that has been opened to the door to the Clockwork Control, home of the sinister robot commander, the Singular, and his articular army. Blair, now dubbed the Dreamfinder by the people in the imagination realm, comes back with Figment and returns to London to stop Singular and his army. After retrieving the Mesmonic Converter helmet in a rooftop encounter with the Singular, Dreamfinder makes a quick jump into the portal to create a new dream machine, the iconic blimp from the attraction, the ride. He uses this to suck up the robots and allows them to be turned into tools that the people of London could use to fight back. The Singular try to stop Dreamfinder by attacking him, but he's able to hold them off long enough to make a portal that sucks them all in and ends them for all. Sadly, this also sucks in Dreamfinder and him. Eventually, Illocrant, who I think is also the chairman, my bad, decides to honor his sacrifice by continuing to pay Blair's salary to his poor family, but within the portal we see Dreamfinder and Figment flying over a lush green forest with the amazing spaceship Earth, which has drastically been changed too, over the horizon. That was basically what we got for knowledge in Disney Kingdom's Figment comic series. We also eventually would have the Disney Kingdoms series Figment 2, which is a sequel series. I will actually continue more on this in next MP3. I'll be back. I actually have to go get another drink, so BRB. Be right back, but you'll probably not notice it. So we're back, or you probably didn't even notice the change. Picking up where the first series left off, Dreamfinder and Figment land their dream machine, and this is all Figment. This is Disney Kingdom's Figment 2, the comic line that was brought out in 2016. Land their dream machine when it starts having troubles running properly. They discover they have landed in a century into the future, arriving at the Academy's new Florida campus, which is designed after the Imagination Pavilion, which still stands at Epcot in Walt Disney World. Upon discovering a memorial statue in the school's lobby, they are approached by Chairman Auckley, who believes them to be imposters. Phi, who was a character of the original series, now an aged professor at the school, vouches for their identity and asks for Dreamfinder's help with the Academy's energy issue and solving the mystery of the anomalous geodesic sphere, which is basically a spaceship Earth that's been tapped into as an energy source. The duo suggests the power of imagination to help, but a botched demonstration of the dream machine that destroys it entirely makes Auckley more skeptical of the reputation and their relevance. Phi arranges for them to have a second chance the next day. Distraught, Dreamfinder struggles with adapting to modern technology and feels helplessly out of date, bringing back his confidence problems from before, while Figment tries to keep him optimistic. A demonstration of the original Mesmonic Converter is arranged, but Dreamfinder's doubts start speaking to him in the back of his head. As the machine starts having troubles, he begins losing the audience's interest and Auckley's patience. When the machine finally starts running, the geodesic sphere disappears. I'm just going to call it Starship Earth if it's mentioned again. Auckley immediately blames Dreamfinder and tells him he's ruined everything. Dreamfinder's doubts emerge as a nightmare creature called Doubt, which proceeds to wreak havoc. Dreamfinder tells Figment to go and get help while he tries to suppress suppressing doubt, but this only allows it to possess him, transforming him into Doubtfinder. The dark being begins taking over the schools and zombifying the students with his doubt. Figment eventually does find help in the form of a young girl named Capri, or Copernicus Harmony. Sorry if I said that wrong. A young inventor and Dreamfinder's great-great-great-great-grandniece. Having made eager attempts to apply to the school to follow in her uncle's footsteps, she immediately agrees to help. They sneak back to the academy, now known as Academy Furifica Genisis, stealing the helmet of the mesmonic converter. Capri defies the Doubtfinder's negativity and brings her own imaginary friend to life, a flying cat named Spark. The three open a gateway into Doubt's shadows and jump inside to free Dreamfinder. That's kind of how it is as of right now in the series. It has not continued yet, or at least I can't find any evidence or information saying it has continued. But if it has, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed the first episode of Disney Characters You May Not Know. Episode 2 will be uploaded April 27th. And I'm not going to give who it is yet, but let's just say this professor is pretty intelligent and isn't given a lot of credit for it. That's all I have to say. Peace out, Jennies, and good day.